What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? You're telling me we're on the verge of World War III right now? In fact, some people say it's already started. And then you're telling me there's Trump as the president of the United States who, in order to distract the public from the Epstein files, just launched a war, just started a war for no reason, okay? Kept claiming, oh, they have like this, Iran has this nuclear facility, nuclear bombs in the making, and we need to kind of neutralize the threat before it reaches the people of America. Dude, what bullshit. Last year you said that Iran has a nuclear bomb, and that's why the attacks happened. And then you said, hey, we have finally neutralized the threat. Within a year, how is it possible that you are repeating the same thing again? If you already neutralized the threat, why do you have to go on a war now? Oh my god, I'm going crazy. But that's like, honestly, Trump has its own. Yeah, I'm not even gonna use his for Trump right now, because that person, oh my god, he's not a man. He's not a man. So I'm gonna call Trump it. And Trump has its own agenda, right? He wants to distract people from the whole Epstein Files case, because oh my god, he is in so deep. He's in so deep with Epstein Files that if people find out even 1% of the things that he's done in his life, people are gonna go crazy. And mind you, people already know that he's a convicted sex offender. He has shared openly with the press that, oh, I love, Epstein loves beautiful women, a lot of them on the younger side, just as much as I do, blah de blah. So like, he has very publicly been very vocal about his perverseness. But even after that, for him to be scared of the Epstein files getting out speaks volumes of the kind of person that he is. And honestly, I have started, because there's absolutely nothing I can do sitting here in India. Even if I were sitting in the US, there's nothing I could do, because look at all the opposition in the US. Even the opposition can't do shit. Like Pam Bondi and all of this Kash Patel and stuff, they are they're not even trying to be subtle. They are very openly out there just saying, yeah, we fucked up the whole Epstein case, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're openly distracting, using the same distraction strategy that Trump is using and has always used. And oh my god, I'm sitting here in India and I'm feeling this rage within me as a woman and as a citizen of this fucking planet. How are we allowing all of this to happen in front of us? And like, my bigger question is, who is the person? Who should we go to now? Like, who's the final authority of the planet? Because there's a lot of nations out there, 180, 190 countries out there, each with their own heads, their own leaders, their own presidents, prime ministers, and each of these presidents and prime ministers think they are the best in the country and on the globe. They want their country to believe that, oh, our country is the best, and so since I am this best country's leader, I am the bestest best. And that's what every country is doing. But what do you do when one country or a couple of countries have actively been bullies throughout history? What do you do about that? Who do you go to complain about the things these bullies are doing to other countries? It's really pissing me off right now. And the reason is because even though I'm sitting in India, this whole fuck up that Trump did with, just starting a war against Iran, it's affecting me too now. Okay, my gas prices, not my gas prices, my gas has no prices. The gas prices in my country have gone up. There is no cylinder available. We booked a cylinder like a week ago, and initially though we couldn't even book it because we tried to, but no one would respond. When we finally could book it, we still have not received it. So that's, and it's just the beginning of the war. Mind you, yesterday or day before yesterday, US did some more attacks on Iran's oil and gas infrastructure and oil, not oil, Iran. Iran launched a retaliatory attack, all right, on Qatar's largest gas manufacturing plant, which amounts for 17% of the total global supply of gas, okay? And the problem is they have completely destroyed it now. And so, even if they were to start working on restoring it today, right today, it would still take at least 7 years for the plant to start functioning again. And the fact that like a year or two ago, India signed this 23, 24, 28 billion, I don't remember the exact number, but like this really expensive deal with Qatar saying you will supply gas to us for the next 40 years. And now for the next 7 years, Qatar can't do that. So our money has gone for a toss. Our citizens are paying so much more for basic things. Like we went to this street food market the other day, and all of these shops that sell the usual momos for 50, 60 bucks or 100 bucks, everybody had increased their prices. They had a board that said we have increased our price by of each of the item by 30 rupees or 50 rupees because gas is not available. I don't know what's going on with Chennai because a couple of days ago I heard that Chennai only has, like, the restaurants in Chennai only have gas supply for the next 1.5 or 2 days. So I'm not even sure what's going on in other parts of the country. I'm just telling you what I'm witnessing here in NCR, and it's enraging, dude. Like, I can't believe I'm being so serious, right? But I don't know what to do with this pent up anger. Like, there, when the whole Epstein files situation became very public and gained the mainstream attention of people, um, it was taking a toll. Till today it is taking a toll because there are creators out there who are still, doing the good work and actually still consistently talking about the Epstein case, talking about various documents. Even though most of the documents are redacted right now, they have redacted everything except the victims' names and their phone numbers and addresses, because that's the level of bully they are being right now openly. And it's filling me with so much rage. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm just constantly tossing between the reason I'm angry. Sometimes I'm angry because Trump and so many other men in this world are pedophiles and horrible, horrible people, possible cannibals as per some conspiracy theories. And I don't even want to get into that because it's, oh my god, that's a fucking rabbit hole. I can't even begin talking about it. So I'm gonna refrain on that matter. But yeah, so on some days I'm mad about Trump and Epstein and everything they did and how they represent the thinking and the perverseness of a large chunk of men. Like, honestly, if I because I've only lived in India all my life, I'm only going to speak about India at this point, but I'm sure this is the same in a lot of other countries. Most of the Indian girls, and by most I mean majority, I can go as far as up to 90+% women in India can say that they have at least one pedophile in their family and relatives, because every girl I have spoken to in my life has had some brother or cousin or uncle or chacha or mama or some friend or something, somebody that abused them sexually. So when this whole Epstein and Trump thing came out, it was just a reflection of the society we are living in. These are not one-off standalone cases. These are just a reflection. This is just the tip of a really, really large iceberg. So some days I'm mad about the assholery that one gender does a lot. Okay, Very recently, actually, because I had completely exhausted all the content that is out there on YouTube. Like every fucking stand up show, every comedy show, comedy panel show, all of these relationship advice by Ronak Rajani and the Broke Studio, and a lot of whatever is out there. Gursimran Khamba's this The Nation Wants to Guess. Mother will do some stupid stuff. I don't know. I watched everything, even the most shit watching content I consumed, because I wasn't watching. I just wanted to have something in the background while I did my own overthinking and zoned out and was in my own anxiety land. So I used to I watched everything in the last 6 months. I think I can say I have exhausted YouTube. Tanmay Bhatt से लेकर के everybody. Oh my God, there are certain YouTubers where I have watched their videos twice or thrice, and they have like 150 videos or something like that. But I did that because, well, I had a lot of time after office, and I did not want to explore anything new, because watching something new would mean you would have to be actively interested and invested in it. Otherwise, if you miss out even like 2 minutes of a movie, you're missing out on maybe some pivot or something that might have added value or given you more context about it. So I have to be like completely focused on it, which I don't want, because I still wanna zone out while that thing is playing. I still wanna do my overthinking. I still wanna use my phone and all of that. So I decided I'll just keep watching, rewatching, repeating the same sitcoms, comedy shows, and everything. Um, but then after a point, I just I couldn't. I'm not kidding. Maybe something inside me just changed, or maybe I had this wake up call that I cannot spend the rest of my life just passing time. That's not that's not what I want to do. I don't want to spend my entire evening, my till the time I sleep in the night, just playing some bullshit on YouTube that honestly that I don't even like. I wouldn't even have watched if I had anything better to do. But because I don't have anything better to do, I decide to give that a chance. Like, bro, that just means I'm not respecting my own time. And not respecting my own time means I'm not respecting myself. And so I decided to respect myself. And that's when I decided to just get into geopolitics a little bit, honestly. It all started with this whole, obsession with Trump and Epstein files. This obsession is insane. I cannot explain why I have this obsession sitting thousands of miles away from US, but I don't know. I feel personally connected to this case, and so I it all started with that. Okay, and then it just whatever US did in the last couple of weeks, because I was actively monitoring United States, I also started consuming some content about what United States is doing in Iran and why they're doing it. And that's when, of course, I came across this same point that, oh, US has always been a bully. In You can check the history. So I was like, okay, if everybody is so sure about it, let me just read a little bit about the history of the United States, because maybe once I know exactly what all happened and what's going on, maybe I can form an opinion of my own, a conclusion of my own. Then I can decide where I stand about this whole US is a bully thing. Okay, so I start. I just want to sum it up in one word. Not one word. Yeah, I can sum it up in one word. Yes. Yes. US is a bully. Yes. I can sum it up in a slightly longer set of statements, and that is US has been nothing but disappointing. I cannot believe US is a superpower right now, with the amount of dumb leaders that the US has had. The only thing that they were good at was greed. Most of the US presidents and most of the presidents that launched out war against multiple wars against the Middle Eastern countries in because they were greedy for the oil, they were greedy for the power, they were manipulative and strategic enough. I'm going to give that to them. They were very strategic in that sense that they were manipulative enough to, before the oil trade even became a thing, they just ensured it all happened in dollars. And so dollar became like this world currency that everybody, the only common currencies, just like English became the most common language. I have been down this rabbit hole quite a lot, and I think if I get into the details of the entire thing, I might just go on for an hour or so, but I'm gonna end this discussion with just one theory that's out there, and that is that the 9/11 attacks in the US, there was internal involvement. Like, the US government was involved, they knew about it, they let it happen because they wanted to use it as an excuse to attack Afghanistan. They, oh my god. Wait, was it Afghanistan or Iraq? I'm okay. I might not be sure about the country, but they used that as an excuse to attack, because the way the buildings fell, dude. When a building is on fire, it doesn't fall like it was being detonated, it was being pulled down. All of these buildings, including one building which was the Tower 7 of World Trade Center, from what I remember, that the aeroplane didn't even crash there, but it still fell in the same manner, the detonated fashion or something. Just go and just do some more, just read a little bit about it. There's like very very clear signs that this was an inside job, that the US government knew about it and allowed it to happen to the people of their own country, to traumatize an entire generation of people, where even today, just thinking about 9/11 or watching the videos from 9/11 give us the chills, give me the chills when I'm not even a US citizen. So I can't imagine what the citizens of America go through every time they come across this memory. And to think that your own government did that against you is just, it's cold. It's really cold, okay? Ooh, wow. Okay. I I got so I got so emotional about whatever I was saying in the last statement that my brain just did this refresh thing where I suddenly don't remember what I was talking about. So my brain does that quite often actually. I'm talking about something, that I'm very passionate about or that I'm very excited about, and by the time I get to that point of saying it out loud, my brain just goes, nope, refresh, and then it's a little annoying, but it hasn't hampered anything, like not a lot of stuff. Just, I think it just stops me from saying all bullshit. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I was saying, yeah, oh, I remember. Okay, so I was saying, how I used to talk a lot when I didn't know shit, and now that I started knowing more shit and reading more and consuming more content that is about the realities of this world, I haven't spoken to my phone in a month now, because I feel like even though I know a little bit about geopolitics now, I still don't know enough to talk about it. Like, I'm sorry, no. And that just proves that empty vessels make the most noise. When I was empty inside my head, I was making so much noise, dude. Like, even today, I'm still making noise. I'm talking all day, I'm speaking to everybody non-stop, but at least now my conversations have substance. They're not like, oh no, I'm a princess and I don't want to know this. Now they're like, I sound like an adult, guys. I know a little bit of stuff, I know, and this is just the beginning of the journey. I think this is the beginning of my journey to become the prime minister of the country, because I got to start somewhere, and I think this is the right age for me to get into geopolitics and even like the national politics and the state politics to understand what's going on. And like one pattern that I've been seeing in politics is that any government that can polarize people, that can play divide and rule like the British did, usually wins. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do that to become the prime minister of the country. Like I I understand that it has proven effective in the last couple of centuries. But yeah, I don't wanna. It's such a bad vibe, dude. Like it's such bad energy. It's negative. It's very negative, and I will not use that. I want to use something. I don't even want to use something positive, honestly. Like just to clear it out, it's not like I want to use some positive ray of hope, अच्छे दिन kind of strategy for my prime ministerial elections down the line. I'm just gonna use a very neutral strategy where I'm gonna be like, the planet is fucked, the world is fucked, so many other countries are fucked. Let's just try to ensure that this is the most fucked up that we are, and we don't fuck up beyond this. Like, let's be realistic. We'll try to undo some of these fuck ups and try to get back to a little bit of on the nicer side. But let's not be unrealistic. We'll not just completely unfuck the whole thing. Things will still remain fucked. The only goal would be to make sure they don't get fucked upper, whatever, get my point. So yeah, so I'm not even gonna be like negative or positive. I'm just gonna be neutral, realistic. I'm gonna be realistic. So I'm not gonna be right wing, I'm not gonna be left wing. So both the wings are gonna be pissed off from me, and that's gonna be my USP, that I piss everybody off. And honestly, I'm so good at it. I have always been so good. I just have to breathe and I can piss people off. So I think it'll be pretty easy to piss the country off. But having said that, let me just clarify. This was a joke. I don't want this to be used against me when I finally run for my prime ministerial elections, okay? Just putting it out there. Do not come at me with this one. It's not fair. I'm just 30 right now and I'm just starting with geopolitics. I don't know what's right and what's wrong to say, so I'm just saying whatever. Honestly, it's not even that big a deal. I just cracked a lame joke. If you wanna like convict me of something, convict me of this poor joke that I made. But yeah. Okay, yeah, the reason I think that I should become the prime minister is because if someone as dumb as Trump can become the president of the most powerful country in this world, not once but twice, why the fuck can't I become the prime minister of this country? Give me one good reason. That fucker. Okay, fine. I can see the reason you're gonna come at me with he has money, and fuck you for reminding me that I'm poor. I'm not poor. I'm just middle class, okay? And I'm trying to get out of it actively. I'm starting my own enterprise and stuff. I'm not gonna get into the details. But basically, I'll earn money, alright? The plan is to earn money over the next couple of years, and then when I have enough money, then I can become a better prime minister than Trump is to the US, the president. Because apart from money, oh my god, that guy has nothing, dude. Like, looks though, let's not even get into that. Um, Personality and behavior is not even disgusting, it's repelling. Guys, I feel like I feel like I'm in my head. In my head, I feel like I'm already involved in this whole geopolitical dynamic. I feel personally involved. Is this how UPSC students feel? Because they have to go through this, like read through this, not even at 30, they have to start it at 2021. So, is this how UPSC students feel? Oh my god, they know so much more, right? Like, not everybody. I knew this one guy, he was preparing for UPSC, all right, and he was just preparing only for UPSC, dude. Like, like I don't know. I knew him for 4 5 years from what I remember. I don't know him anymore. We stopped talking. But for 4 5 years that I knew him, he was just preparing for UPSC, dude. And no offense to the other aspirants, because let me tell you, I also tried and I freaked out within the first year because I realized this is too tough and I can't do it. And so the people who are actually going out and even giving attempts despite failure, that takes a lot of strength. So this is not a dig. I just hated this person, I think. So, but this guy was seriously, dude, like, he was preparing for UPSC for so many years, and every time I met him, he was always talking about something or the other, history or geopolitics or stuff, just trying to show off how much more knowledge he had. And honestly, I was like, what a show off. What an annoying ass person. Like, he can't can you keep your mouth shut while I smoke this up? But he couldn't. He couldn't, of course. Maybe that's why I don't speak to him anymore. No, actually, I don't speak to him anymore because of other reasons that are way more disgusting. But I'm not gonna talk about that. I just wanna say, at that time, I was like, why is this person showing off whatever he read today? Like, chill, dude. I'm not interested. Can't you see the absolute disinterest on my face? I'm not even trying to hide it. It's on my face. But he even after I asked him to just stop boring the shit out of me, he still would continue. And I don't know, it felt like he was trying to show off about how much he knew. I get it now. And in a month of just reading and knowing more about geopolitics and stuff, I get it. It's not the show off thing that you are trying to do. It's the sheer the it's so interesting, right? That you just want to talk about it. It's so fascinating, it's so interesting when you get to the details of it, that all you do is talk about it, because these are real life events. This is real life history. This has actually happened. And so I get it. I get it. If I were speaking to him yet, no, if I was speaking to him still, I would have told him that, yeah, I get it. But since I'm not speaking to him and I never will, um, boo hoo anyway. I have a feeling, till this obsession of mine with geopolitics doesn't die, these kind of rants might become more frequent. Like, um, I don't know. But basically, who cares? I want to talk about this. Today, I want to talk about this, and so I did. And yeah, if you've noticed from my voice, and the intensity and the anger in my voice has actually gone down since I started recording this audio. So I think I think I should talk more about whatever is bothering me. And oh my god, so many things are bothering me. It's not even funny. I'm gonna order a cheesecake and just